So, have you ever dreamed of growing your own food but then looked at your apartment balcony and thought, no way? Well, this one's for you. We're going to show you how any little patio, any balcony, even a sunny windowsill can be turned into an amazing garden. And you can start, like, today.
Let's just get the biggest thing out of the way right up front. It's this idea that your space is just too small. The book we're looking at today puts it perfectly. You are wrong. That little spot you're picturing right now, it's big enough. Trust me. We're going to replace that doubt with a real, actionable plan.
And here's what's so cool. Container gardening isn't just a fallback plan. In a lot of ways, it's actually an upgrade. You get complete control over your soil, which is huge. Pests, way easier to deal with. And my favorite part, you can literally pick up your garden and move it to follow the sun. It's gardening, but smarter.
Okay, so let's dive right into our first big idea. Your space is big enough. We're about to totally shift how you see your home. Forget about square footage. We're going to start looking for all those hidden pockets of sunshine just waiting for a plant.
Success with this stuff really just comes down to avoiding a few super common mistakes that everybody makes at first. So let's go over the 3 golden rules that are going to help you skip all that beginner frustration. First up, and this is the big one, the number one mistake people make is using pots that are way too small. When you do that, the roots get all crowded, the soil dries out in like an hour, and you end up with sad little plants. The fix is so simple. Always go one size bigger than you think you need. For most veggies, a 5-gallon bucket is a great place to start.
All right, golden rule number 2 is all about the dirt. It's so tempting to just go scoop some soil out of your yard, right? Don't do it. In a pot, that soil gets packed down like concrete and chokes the roots. The secret is to always use a bag of potting mix. It's specially made to stay light and fluffy, so it drains well and lets your plant's roots breathe. It's a non-negotiable.
And the final rule is super simple. Know your sunlight. Before you even think about buying a plant, you need to be a sun detective for one day. Just watch your balcony or your windowsill. How many hours of direct sun does it actually get? Is it a full sunspot with 6 or more hours? Knowing this one thing is going to guide every single choice you make. Okay, so you've got the rules down. Now we get to the really fun part, choosing your plants. We're going to start with some super easy winners, the kind that are pretty much guaranteed to give you a great first harvest and make you feel like a total pro. First, let's talk about veggies. And I'm not just talking about a couple of herbs. You can grow a ton of amazing, fresh food right there on your patio. Let's look at some of the best ones to get started with. Just think about this. You can have fresh tomatoes. Just make sure you look for words like patio on the tag. Peppers, both sweet and hot, do awesome in pots. And if you want that almost instant gratification, things like lettuce and radishes can go from a tiny seed to your dinner plate in about a month. How cool is that? Okay, next up, one of my favorite things to grow in containers, and maybe the most rewarding, foolproof herbs. These will completely change your cooking.
Having fresh herbs right outside your door is a game changer. Basil is a must. Chives are basically impossible to kill. But listen to me on this one. Here's a huge pro tip. Always plant mint in its own pot. That stuff is a garden thug. It will take over everything if you let it. You've been warned.
Now this right here, this is the secret code. When you're at the garden store, I want you to look for these magic words on the plant tags: dwarf, compact, bush, or patio. These plants have been specifically bred to thrive in small spaces. Choosing them is probably the single easiest way to guarantee you'll have an amazing harvest.
So, you filled every last square inch of your balcony floor with pots. You think you're done, right? You're out of room? Not even close. It's time to stop thinking in 2 dimensions and start growing up.
Vertical gardening is exactly what it sounds like. It's all about turning your walls, your railings, even a fence into a productive garden. That sunny wall that you've been totally ignoring, that's prime real estate, my friend. This is how you can double or even triple your growing space without needing 1 more square foot of floor.
And look, it doesn't have to be some complicated, expensive setup. Check out this awesome DIY project. You just get a piece of rain gutter, drill some holes in the bottom, screw it to a wall, and fill it with soil. It is the perfect planter for lettuce, herbs, even strawberries. It's genius.
All right, we've talked about the why, we've talked about the how, now let's put it all together. No more excuses. Here's a complete plan to get your first garden up and running this weekend for less than you'd spend on a pizza.
Just look at how simple and cheap this is. You can get 5-gallon buckets for free a lot of the time. Just ask at a local bakery or restaurant.
Then you grab 1 bag of potting mix, a couple packets of seeds, and a basil plant. For about $18, you're not just buying some plants, you're getting an entire season of fresh lettuce, green beans, and basil. This is a real plan you can go do tomorrow.
So there it is, the myth is totally busted. You absolutely have the space, you now have the rules for success, and you have a plan that costs less than 20 bucks. So, the only question left is the most important one. What are you going to grow first?